Hi, I'm Pat, and welcome back to my garage. Today, an unboxing. We got one little box. And one giant thing of bubble wrap. This is very well packaged, and I'm surprised it didn't weigh more. Our big reveal, NoSpots Pro. So I purchased the NoSpots Pro so that I can rinse off my car and not have to worry about hurrying up and drying it or blowing it off. Winter's coming, and I do want to keep my car clean, but I also want to make sure that I don't spend a whole lot of time outdoors freezing. So the NoSpots Pro was purchased mainly for that reason. But I think I'm going to enjoy using this year-round, no doubt. Alright, let's see what's in this other box. Move that one out of the way. Okay, included with the Pro version are the valves that enable me to either use the filter or the deionizer or route around the deionizer. So as water comes in, I can say just come back out and don't flow through here, or I could tell it to actually flow through here. So this is a great feature. A braided hose. And the attachments that go onto these valves so that I could use my normal water hose hookup. A couple adapters that allow me to use my water hose. Teflon tape to seal it up. The tester to ensure that the water that we actually are getting out of the system is completely deionized. Instruction guide. Alright, we're going to read this first and come back and see what it takes to get this thing all configured and ready to go. We have our instructions ready, and we're ready to assemble the NoSpots Pro. It indicates all the pieces that are included in the kit, and I can see them. They're all here. So we're on to a good start. And it says initial setup. Remove yellow plugs inside tank head if equipped. And we have those yellow plugs here. So I have a few needle nose pliers. That was in there really well. But this is filled with media, and don't want the media getting out during shipment. So I'm glad they're put in there pretty well. Okay, next step. Well, it says, please note that the bypass valve assembly and the 90-degree fittings attach with O-rings. The plastic threaded fittings do nothing more than hold them into place and to not over tighten the fittings. So we won't lift the tank by the bypass valve or the fittings that we're going to assemble, but we can lift it by the cap / adapter on the top of the tank. Good to know. So we'll lube the O-rings with water and insert the bypass valves into the tank head and snug the threaded collars. So these are the bypass valves, and this is the end that's going in here, and I can see there's actually a black O-ring and a white O-ring. Looks like the white ring is more of a snap ring to prevent these from coming off. So we'll go ahead and lubricate with a water bottle these rubber O-rings. And then we'll place these into the head of the NoSpots Pro. And then we'll snug down the nuts. Next step, lube the O-rings, water okay, on the 90-degree fittings and insert into the bypass valve assembly and then snug the threaded collars. So that would be these. There's also a black O-ring on these as well. Add a little water for lubrication. And I'm going to turn these up because I'm going to be putting water in to the top and then exiting water out of the top to my pressure washer. And that's as snug as it gets, and it seems like there's some movement here, but that's the O-ring and it's working as it's supposed to be. So let's get the next piece. We'll lubricate this. And also insert it into the valve assembly. Excellent. Using Teflon tape provided, wrap 3 to 4 turns of the tape around the smaller threaded portion of the PVC garden hose adapters and hand tighten very snug and insert into the 90-degree elbows. So these would be the adapters. Garden hose would go on this side and the smaller end is going to fit into here. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Teflon tape that they provided and get these inserted into place. You want to make sure that when you put the Teflon tape on, you do it in the direction you're going to insert the two pieces together, so clockwise. That makes sure that when you're inserting it and turning it into place, it doesn't unravel. And according to the instructions, it says that it should be hand tightened very snug. And that's about as far as I could turn it in. Let's go to the next one. Well, this one's sticking out a little bit more than this one, but that's about as tight as I can get it. Fortunately, with enough Teflon tape on here, it should be sealed and we should be good to go. But if I have a problem, I could always back this out, remove one layer of Teflon tape, and we'll be good to go. But for right now, it's in good shape. It's It says here that we need to connect our braided steel line onto the inlet side of the valve and then connect a garden hose or pressure washer onto the outlet. We then should turn on the water and run it for at least 3 to 5 gallons until it flushes the system. Now, in order to find out which is the input and which is the output, we'll turn these valves at the top. Right now they're pointing at each other, which means that any flow will be between these two and it won't use the canister. But I can see now that I turned this valve so it will allow the fluid to pass in this direction, and this valve allows it to pass in this direction. So this is our input and this is our output. All we need to do now is to hook it up to our existing system, which we have already in our garage and ready to go. So first of all, at the Y pipe that I previously installed, I took this braided hose and attached it to a shutoff Y connector, which runs up to my pressure washer. Now I'm going to connect this line to the output side of my NoSpots Pro. Excellent. Now I could take the other braided hose that I purchased, even though the kit came with a braided hose, and I'll use this to connect between the output on the wall and the input to the NoSpots Pro. Everything tucks away pretty nicely back here in the corner. This should definitely stay out of the way and yet do exactly what I need it to do. So we have the NoSpots Pro connected up to my pressure washer, and we're going to go ahead and turn the water on. Let's turn the water off to my garden hose and make sure it's on to the NoSpots. And now we should be getting some water from the pressure washer line. Our instructions say we should at least flow 1 to 2 gallons through the NoSpots Pro, and the easiest way is to use a 5-gallon bucket. So that's what we're doing. One thing that the instructions say is I could use the included TDS meter in order to test my water hardness, and that'll tell me whether or not the NoSpots Pro is working very well. So we're going to give a try with just using the filtered water in this glass and see what we get. "14 parts per million. Very good. Well, this was a fun and interesting project. Didn't take too long, but we got some interesting measurements. So 12 ppm was the final measurement of the pure water that was leaving my pressure washer. And that previously had the harder water, or the tap water in it. Well, with a 12 ppm rating, it says you should have 20 to 25 ppm or less on the output side. That's terrific. I am so glad I'm getting below the 20 to 25 value that's here in the paperwork. Welcome back. It's been about a week since I got the NoSpots Pro. Really haven't had a day where the car got pretty dirty. So I want to take this opportunity to actually do a wash job and use the NoSpots Pro and see how it turns out. I'm wearing glasses, yeah. I work from home a couple days a week. Today's one of those days. I get up, I don't feel like putting my contacts in. So let's take a look at the condition of the car right now. It's not too dirty, but I'm just going to give it a normal wash like I always do, and then rinse it off with the NoSpots Pro. So I decided to fill up my wash bucket just with the NoSpots Pro conditioned water. So just to recap, we have a Y connector here coming out of my cold water service down to the NoSpots Pro. That goes up to my pressure washer, and then I have a line running all the way out to my car. And right now I just have that feeding this bucket, but I decided to go ahead and take a sample real quick. And we are seeing 5.005. Very, very good. So I'm not one to really spend a whole lot of time showing a car wash on my channel. A lot of people just skip over that content anyway, since they know how to wash their cars. But this thing right here, this is a wheel. It's dedicated to washing wheels. It's microfiber. And it's for taking off bugs and grime on the other side, but this is all microfiber. This is for wheels. And I saw Scott Blaze, Dallas Paint Correction Auto Detailing YouTube channel. He was featuring something like this a while back, and I decided to pick it up. Link in the description if you're interested in it. I love it because I can actually get behind this part of the rim. So I can get my hand all the way down in here and clean the entire back of the rim. And it's good for the face of the rim as well, obviously. But you're just using your fingers instead of a brush. You don't leave any scratches. So I'll just squirt this down. I like the Diablo wheel cleaner. It's pretty much safe, balanced pH-wise. So I like that, but I absolutely love this glove. Highly recommended. Check the link. Alright, we're back again. I just finished cleaning up the wheels. These actually are where I get most of my spots. After I wash the wheels and then I wash the car, I end up having the water dry on the wheels in the meantime. So I'm not going to do a major test with this to make sure that I leave it sit out for many hours and see if I get any water spots. I'm just going to use my leaf blower on it. But I will be able to tell with these wheels because I know for a fact that these things actually do get water spots by the time I blow the car off. And as you can tell, it's cloudy out. It's not a good day to really test this out. And there have been other reviews, link in the description. Normal Super Guy, he's down in Texas. He's been using this product for a while. It worked great for him. So yeah, it is what it is for today. I went ahead and cleaned out my bucket, starting to put fresh water back in it, and took another sample here. And we have, right now we're showing 6. Showing 6. So we started with 5. I just took a sample before I shot this video and it showed 5. But yeah, we're showing 6, which is good. 6 ppm, much better than the 91 that I started with. And obviously, I'm going to be using a leaf blower on this car. It should dry off pretty quick. I do keep it protected. I don't use a ceramic coat, mainly a polymer. It's cheaper. It does the same thing. I just have to apply it more often. So I'm happy with that. So yeah, we'll see what happens after we finish with the leaf blower and how many water spots I have on those wheels. That'll be the telltale sign. And I cleaned up all my hoses and things, which is probably the first time I didn't rush to first dry it off before I did that. So it feels relaxing. I don't have to hurry up and get everything out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and blow it off now. Like I said, the wheels are usually the worst part for me. And the wheels, you know, they for some reason hold spots more than anything else. And usually I hit them with quick detailer after I dry the car off, either by hand or with my leaf blower, which I'm going to use now. But yeah, I'm happy not having to rush around and do a whole lot of drying. So I'll get it dried off next with the leaf blower as much as I can, and we'll see how it does as far as water spots on the wheels. Alright, so I use the leaf blower on the car, and usually by now I have a bunch of water spots, scum, something on the wheels. And of course this is water as I blew it off, but I'm not seeing any type of residue on the wheel itself, which is good. That was my biggest concern, my biggest problem. and I'm not seeing that. So for me, I'm happy. Obviously, it's not a good day to create water spots. It's not hot. It's like 65 degrees. It's not sunny. It's cloudy, so it's not really a good day to create them. But I just did a quick blow off of the car, removed the most water spots that I could, or the most water, the heavy water that I could, and we'll leave whatever water, like we have some in here, we'll leave that alone and park it overnight and see what we get in the morning. But I don't expect to see what I used to see. So thanks for watching. Big thumbs up. Subscribe if you enjoy our content. Pat's Garage Online. I ate Pat. We'll see you later.